Okay, I have coffee with poo. I have, that didn't sound good. I have sunny weather and quiet dogs. So let's go. Hi, readers. It's Lori. Welcome back to my channel. I am coming to you today with a Tag Tuesday. I've been doing more of these and I'm really enjoying them. And it's an opportunity to not only respond to someone who tagged me, but also to share a new booktuber that I am starting to watch and really enjoying as a result of being tagged in this tag by Melinda at A Web of Stories. So Melinda found Hillary. Her name is Hillary B. Green, but she's created a channel called Book Bustle. I'll try to link that in the description box below. I always have trouble hot linking channels in the description box. It doesn't like me. Nevertheless, she saw the booktube newbie tag and it didn't seem relevant to her. So she created a tag called the reader profile tag. And I really like it because I think it explores your reading tastes. And I think we all like to know that about each other. So if you're new to any channel that's done the reader profile tag, I think that would give you a good indicator of whether or not you're going to really like that channel. And so far, the indication for Hillary and for me at watching the Book Bustle reader profile tag is that I'm going to definitely align well with her. So go over and give her some love and watch her booktube reader profile tag. And I will answer the questions that she has posted, which there are 10 of. Let me preface this by saying, I don't like to say this and only this. So this was hard for me at times because I had to choose favorites or I could only take this many, and that was tricky for me. So let's just be aware of that. First question is, what for you makes a good book? So for me, it is a number of things. It's a great writing style. I really want a robust, weighty style. I don't necessarily want it to be simple language, but I don't want it to be so complex that I'm having to look up words in the dictionary either. So just kind of a descriptive language with well-constructed paragraphs, and I don't need super short chapters, but I also don't love super long chapters either. There's something about the pacing of that is hard for my brain to kind of stay with. But I also like a steady or fast pace is also good for me. I love stories about heroes' journeys, and for me, the mix of plot and characters is it's sort of like the right mixture of salt and pepper in a dish, or the right mixture of cheese and sauce in a pasta dish. I don't know. I like it when it's just blended very, very well. I'm kind of picky, I guess. Question number two, what am I currently reading? I actually have one right next to me. I'm buddy reading this with Berna, Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. So we are pacing ourselves through it, and I'm about halfway through. It looks like, maybe not quite. I'm also reading The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd physically as well. And that's part of my reading, like my cousin's project. And then I'm listening to Anna O by, what is that author's name? Yes, Matthew Blake. I have 44 minutes left. I'll talk to you about it soon. Okay. And then I also have These Precious Days, which is an essay collection by Ann Patchett that I go back and forth to now and again. What is the last book I didn't finish and why? It was called Winter Street by Ellen Hildebrand, which is funny because I just saw Amber at Books and Beaches talk about hauling this book, and I am unhauling it. It is in my trunk at the moment. I did not like that book. I got it from a little free library. I am putting it back in a little free library. It just started out with all these angsty people, like this like slew of family members that were in this terrible situation. And it just was too heavy. It was just too much. And I thought, I got better things to do. So I DNF'd it. Sorry. I just wasn't in the mood. It's a pretty hard DNF for me too. Like I'm usually pretty certain about whether it's a soft or hard DNF. And this one was a hard DNF, obviously, because it's in my car. What obscure book do you wish other people would read? I just finished Erasure by Percival Everett. I really do wish people would read Erasure. I think it's not only a very unique and interesting read, it's written very cleverly, but also it's an important read for us all to really consider our relationship with race and culture and writing and novels and what makes a novel sell or not sell. It's just a lot for you to take in. So I think that one is a good one. I don't know how obscure it is, but I think it's probably less obscure now since it's been made into a movie. Also, In Memoriam by Alice Wynne. It has a lot of reads, so it's not as obscure in the sense that people aren't reading it, but I think people aren't talking about it as much, as far as I can tell. And I thought that was one of the best historical fiction queer representation reads I have read. And I just loved the way she developed not only the characters, but that story. So it was everything I told you about why I love a book and more. I really like to press those into people's hands. What is the longest book I've ever read? I originally thought it was The Stand by Stephen King, but it's not. It's A Breath of Snow and Ashes by Diana Gabaldon. That book is 1,157 pages, which is four or so pages more than The Stand. So they were kind of close to each other, but whoa, that one was a big one. If I could have a dinner party with five fictional characters, who would they be? Okay, Miss Marple. I'm sure you're not surprised. Claire Fraser, also not surprised. Margot and Lenny, so they would come together as a pair from The 100 Lives of Margot and Lenny. I loved that book. The Storied Life of A.J. Fickrey, also loved, you know this. I would like A.J. Fickrey and his family to come and have dinner with me, and Hermione Granger. Yeah, that's it. Five books I'd want on a desert island. This one was hard and I cheated a little. I would want a bind up of His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. I would like And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I would like Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and I would choose my annotated version, please. Thank you. It would be heavy to put into the suitcase in the boat that got me there, but that's okay. The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, because I do really love rereading that book and it reminds me of my childhood. And The Many Lives of Bafang Moy is a recent one that I really think I would take with me because I want to reread that. It's by Jamie Ford. It's very thought provoking and it's very interesting in its conception. And I just really think it deserves more than one read. Some of those, The Dark Materials and the Little Women annotated version, I chose because of their length, and that would give me, some things that it would help me pass some time. One book that I could not put down that I maybe read in one day, and that was book 7 of the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. There were a couple of reasons. One, because it was the last one in the series, and two, because my sister was dying and we all wanted to have read it so that we could talk about it. And I know that sounds very sad, but it honestly wasn't. We all read the Harry Potter series together every time a book came out, but that one was in particular most important for all of us. And the fact that it came out before she died was a blessing for each and every one of us that was reading it. Okay, what are 5 books or authors that I will never read? I've chosen to say might never read because there's always a possibility that I might read a couple of these, but likely I will not. So one of them is pretty much anything by Ayn Rand. I don't have the capacity. I tried once. I tried Atlas Shrugged. I couldn't get into it. And I don't think I'm missing out on anything in particular. Nobody really ever recommends those to me. So maybe I'm wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong and I need to read one of those. Another one is the Columbine nonfiction book by Dave Cullen, is it? Yes, Dave Cullen. I DNF'd this a while ago. I just couldn't seem to get to it. And I don't remember feeling like it was a soft DNF. I'm pretty sure I was done. I know it's emotional, but I think it was the length of it and just, yeah, the content of it. And for now, I might not ever read that book. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy is a probably not in my lifetime, although I have owned it. I think I lost it in the hurricane flooding, but I haven't missed it. The Barbara Streisand autobiography, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to read it. We have it. My partner loves Barbara Streisand, and I do too. I just don't know that I'm going to read that book because I mean, it's a definite doorstop. Oppenheimer, American Prometheus by Kai Bird and Martin J. Sherwin. I have it. I bought it after we saw the movie. I opened it once. I'm good. I'm good. The book, I'm sure, is great, but the movie was enough. If I were to write a book, what would it be about? That's interesting because I actually have two book plots in my head that I have thought about writing for 10 years or more. I don't want to tell too much because I might actually write one of these or both of these one day, but one of them is about a woman who owns a bookstore and her relationship with her mother. And the plot came to me when I walked into a bookstore in Illinois, and it hit me like a vision. So I'm not going to let that vision go to nothing. I'm going to see if I can fulfill that vision one of these days. One of these days, I may do NaNoWriMo. And actually, I have started a couple of books over time, but none of them are as ingrained in me as this one and another one. I won't tell you the plot of that one at this point, but there's two. There's two inside of me that are wanting to come out. Okay, who am I tagging? I'm going to tag Berna at Berna's Bookish Adventures, who is buddy reading this with me. So that seemed fitting. I'm tagging Amber at Books and Beaches. I'm tagging Laura at Laura Reads. She's a new channel as well. I'm tagging Kelsey at Essentially Booked because I have been watching her videos a lot lately and she's fairly new to me and I really enjoy her channel. And Brittany, who is also fairly new to me, at Rescues and Reads. I hope you all will participate. If you don't, no hard feelings. Any of you who want to participate in this book tag, feel free to do that. Again, go over to Hillary at Book Bustle, give her some love and some subscribers. And as always, happy reading. Bye.